It is Wednesday, my dudes, which means it's time for what I referred to on my dating profile as board games. It is September the 7th, 2022, session number 37.
Yes.
How's everybody doing?
So good.
So good.
Happy to hear it. A lot of shit went down last time. You guys left the Dawn Crypt with a new ship and a new friend, and you stayed the night at the Fool's Banquet's rather ample estate in the islands before returning to Rise, where you deliberated for a number of days on what your next move ought to be. Specifically regarding Prixon's little visit to Celeste. Everybody was somewhat curious about what that could possibly mean. You spoke to Halvad a little bit about it, and he seemed to indicate that it was probably not a good idea to really act on it, given what you know about the situation with the war. And everybody kind of went, yeah, you know what? Probably not. Which led to
Fair.
what next? And the answer was, well, let's just use the scroll to find Rook's dad. Woogie, woogie, woogie. So you did, after asking God what might happen if you do. And, well, you ended up in a parallel universe. As tends to happen in my games. This apparently is an alternate timeline of events of the last 24 years where the Surge was not the Surge, but rather a much more cataclysmic event. The lattice disappeared and the skybound lands fell out of the sky back into the violent sea below, which remains every bit as violent as it was before, only now there are basically no gods left, at least none of the old church. But you did find Isaac Zelton in the warforged body of his son, / creation / whatever, and you also met his other son, whom you realized you had already met before a number of times, known lovingly heretofore as that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Delirio
That guy.
Zelton made his appearance known, and explained a little bit to you of what was going on in the world and what he had been up to, namely acting as the Cockroach King in this timeline. However, in the other timeline from which you all hail, apparently that position is held by none other than Millicent's mother. Other fun things happened. Cinder had a heart-to-heart with his wildfire spirit, who said, hey, maybe we should go talk to Asminar, or Araket, rather, in this timeline. They might have something interesting to say. And Cinder said, that's a very far distance to sail. And Spirit said, so what? So that was an interesting little talk, as Rook has basically decided to spearhead efforts to head south and figure out what the fuck is going on in this world, because his reclusive father only knows so much. You are spending the eve in your little Darren's instant fortress that you got from the pyramid.
Yeah.
Outside King's little cottage. If there's anything in particular anybody wants to do this evening.
How much money do we have? Collectively.
Let's look.
Oh, collectively?
Ships are expensive, and I imagine they're a hotter commodity in this world than they were in ours.
Well, it seems we have at least 4,000 gold, looking at the party sheet.
Yes, we are
Will
kind of
that-
covered.
Will that be enough?
I honestly, I'm not sure.
Like a
That'll
small
depend.
boat?
It would be enough for a small boat, but from my experience traveling these seas in our version, small boats don't last very long.
Is there?
Yeah, Cinder, that would
Well-
get you like a keelboat, which I believe is like a canoe,
Oh, no.
like a dinghy.
Well, I hate to
Yeah,
break
like-
this to you, Cinder, but I
No
don't
way.
believe that any of the three of us have any sailing experience.
A
No.
keelboat
Oh.
is a little bigger than I thought. It's 60 feet by 20. It can hold
Oh.
3 crew and 4 passengers
Mm,
Mm,
and
Would that
travel
get
3
us very
miles an
far?
hour.
So we're
That
gonna have to
could get us,
hire
like,
someone.
that could get us.
We're gonna
like,
find the jet song
to-
in this timeline that knows how to sail.
It can be operated by a single person.
That could get us like to Aster, maybe Tor, which is where I was kind of hoping to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Cinder, this is finally an area in which you have some expertise over these people. The Violent Sea is so called for a reason. The area outside the what is now known as the Shattered Lands, the ocean was unpleasant, but not necessarily unsaleable. But as you got in towards Rise, it was pretty nasty. And you can only imagine how it's been since then, now, in this timeline. Keelboat would work, but it would definitely be arduous.
It would be pretty similar to my journey to Rise, which was frankly a little bit miraculous to begin with.
Okay, maybe
I think we could.
sneak around these two towns and see if we can get a little
Yeah.
more money.
I think we try and find a hireable crew
Okay.
would probably be better, but even still, that money won't get us very far. I would imagine.
Yes.
So, something to think about. Unless we could come up with that skimmer thing that we started working on with Halvat before we came down here.
But we
We'd have
had
to-
like a skeleton of a thing for that though.
Yeah.
Which I imagine the skeletons of those things must exist down here somewhere. They fell with everything else.
Yeah, that's true. It
Probably
would
pretty
be.
fucked up, but your father
Well, I
is
guess
quite
it would be
crafty,
down there in Drexler.
which we're going to be heading. Well, wait.
That's
we're gonna be
right
heading
near us
south
right
anyway.
now. Right?
Oh.
Yes.
You would not necessarily be likely to find hoppers in
Hoppers,
Drexler.
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, right. That's where they made other stuff. I guess that would be over in Onric, right?
No, they didn't have hoppers in Zeltenbrock.
Oh, you're right. The gridliners is what they
Right.
made. Okay. Yeah.
A gridliner
night.
would be a whole other story.
Yeah.
Would I
Couldn't really
or
make that.
am I remembering this right from last session? Was Ben referred to as a Skylord?
Pirate Lord?
In this one, no, Pirate Lord, yeah.
Pirate
Pirate
Lord?
Lord.
Okay. I knew
And
it was
his
probably-
and his grandfather is
Yeah,
Is the
yeah, I
Pirate
know.
King.
Their king.
From the evil-sounding
is
conquering
killing.
family.
Yeah, evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
The evil Tarstan. Evil.
Evil.
Alternate universe, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Seltenbrock gridliners would probably just sink
Yeah.
hilariously.
Yeah,
The other ones, maybe.
Let's see what these two towns have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we could come up with something clever now that we're back with the craftsman that is your father, but anything to speed up the process, because I would like to travel down here for some time. There's things I would like to see while we're here, but that's going to be difficult.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you all. Now that we're on this side, and again, now that we found my dad, I'm pretty cool with being here for however long it takes for us to do what he suggested and maybe ferry the people over. We could be heroes of a sort, like for a
I-
whole world.
But we don't know what's gonna happen if other people go into the other timeline, right? And like,
Well, that's true, but
Yeah. Like I'm
we
still
won't know
standing.
that like ever, right?
Well, we'll see what's gonna happen to me. Like as it stands, I already feel
right.
weird, but it might just be because we're now in a world where my gods don't that truly no
Yes.
longer live.
Well, I suppose you'll be the test because all the rest of us don't really.
no, I'm pretty sure I don't exist.
So
Nor do
glad
I.
to hear that.
Or you could
Okay.
ask. Well, never mind. And so you could
Yeah.
ask God, but
It's just wild. There are
There
such
is
a
no
moon
God.
there. Oh, yeah.
or we could just hope that it'll be fine and save them anyways. Try to.
And assuming that, okay, under the assumption that things work out and,
Yeah.
both souls manage to be okay, the other
Yeah.
contingent we have is suddenly we're going to have a lot of people entering a debatably war-torn place whenever we get back.
Well, I don't know. We'll get to that part when we get there.
I
This
think we
is
need to
like
figure out
a
how we even get back to our time.
well, this is like a doomed world, right?
Yeah.
Is this one the doomed one?
I don't know. Yeah, the way we left the
Oh,
last
yeah,
time, who knows what we return to?
Well,
Yeah.
at some point, big old Blackmire is gonna kick the bucket, and then this place will cease to exist. So yeah, this is the doomed one.
I guess that's fair. I just think also at some point, what happened here is likely to happen in the other one too.
Oh, well, sure. And yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I don't know. Andreas is over there. If he's done this once, then maybe he'll try to do it again if it tries to happen again.
Or maybe the people we bring back from this side can prepare that side. So
Or
it's
that.
less calamitous or something. I don't know. I want to do something for myself because I have not had the chance to do that when we've been gallivanting around the upper world. I want to go home, but that's very, very far from here, and that's
It
why
is.
I'm interested in figuring out the whole ship transportation thing.
And
with that.
honestly,
I
we
feel like we
don't
should
have.
maybe hit Tor first because it's right here. But
I was going to suggest that and hope people were amenable, but my long-term goal would be to make it back to the Force Basin.
And, I'm kind of okay with that idea anyhow, because we don't know what's going to happen on the other side, but also we're not going to get back there fast enough anyhow to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm hoping to send Ben a message every day, see if he one day gets it.
I
That
mean,
is more or less
it's
just
possible.
saying, "Hey, we're stuck here." And basically just like,
See you
Find
when
someone
when we
else.
see you.
yeah. Well, I was gonna tell him how it is. We're stuck here. You have to find someone else to do all the shit for you.
Yeah.
There's other capable people on the other side.
We've done a good job of introducing him to many of them.
So I think they should be fine. They have some smart people. They have good fighters.
They'll
Maybe we
manage
can
for
get
a
more
while.
information from this side that we couldn't on the other side.
I hope to do so. Yeah.
yeah.
I think there will, no matter what, there'll be things here that we just would not know over there.
Yeah.
I think it's, no matter what, it's going to be worth the effort to get as much out of being here as we can.
Right.
I don't think we should meet the tar stacks anytime soon on this side,
No.
though.
No.
Maybe
no.
maybe ever. I don't know.
I-
I don't know what benefit that will give us.
I have no intention of rushing it, but I also have no faith in our ability to avoid it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. So
whenever
as long as we
that
prolong it.
rears its ugly head, we'll figure
Yeah.
it out. But
If we're looking to save as many people as we can, I think that should include people from this ladder too.
agreed.
Yeah.
You know
If
who I
that
would be?
means taking out some tar stacks, then who am I to judge?
Brooke being happy to kill people? What,
Yeah.
what has
Look,
the world
they're
come to?
evil, right?
Evil.
And I take out evil people.
By the perspective of many, so are we. But
Well. Well, that's
wow, that might be the
my-
first time I've ever said something that Rook did not have a response to.
That's
I
just
definitely
like
keep
your
those.
opinion, man.
Yeah. That's your wrong opinion for some people.
In my point of
but-
view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
They just think that because of newspaper.
Well, there's that.
The false newspaper.
If they're alive, I would be interested in seeing if Merrimack is down here somewhere. I feel like that would be an interesting perspective.
I
Yeah.
feel like this Merrimack might be a bit more aggressive, though, considering the circumstances with the tar stacks.
Yeah, probably jaded and angry, if not
Alright.
outright killed to give Ben his position.
Or
I
maybe she
imagine if-
lives a completely different life. Who's to say?
Maybe just a regular.
She would have been
Which
like
is-
4 when the surge happened. So.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's true.
Good point,
Yes.
Millicent.
I like to think that Cinder just doesn't understand age at all.
Yeah.
Like, he has no concept of
Yeah.
like.
People look at him as wise, but he's like
It's for what?
barely older than Millicent.
Oh my god, we're the same age. No.
Is that Gal Bar over there still? I can't.
No, that
No.
is
It's
Fort Shantar.
Fort Chant.
Yeah, it's impossibly small. Difficult. to
Shantar. Shantar sounds familiar to me. Where's that name?
Rune
Where did we
Shantar
get it?
was the western nation in Tychon.
Mm,
Baymark. Baymark is a new one.
well, now it's sitting on a bay, so
Well, yes.
I guess that makes sense.
Yes, I did get that.
Yes, I
Even-
pieced that together.
Was there?
Or
but-
iron.
The
That,
point was there something else there before, or did that just crop up?
well, I can't tell because the other map is nothing.
Do you not have the other map?
It doesn't work on
It's just-
fantasy grounds.
Yeah, it's grayed out for me too. I don't know why it's angry.
Oh,
let
look
me
on the
let me
other place.
reshare. How's that?
Wow,
Better.
Oh.
I don't know
No,
why it's
there
different,
isn't.
but it is.
there isn't something there.
It is different because I changed the name of the file on my
Oh.
PC.
I'll put that one in its place then.
Because way back when I first started importing all of these assets into Fantasy Grounds,
There.
I didn't know how it was going to sort things, but I knew it was going to do something sorted
Mm.
alphabetically. So I put 2 capital A's at the start of the name of this map, so that it would always
Gotcha.
be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And I
Makes
realized
sense.
I didn't have to do that, so I deleted that, and then it fucked everything up. But
Ah.
Nice.
that was programmer brain being like, how can I resolve this easily? How can I work around this issue?
Oh, look, Crow's Pass is over there still.
I mean,
I mean,
it's a-
we wanted to stop by there.
Yeah, we
On the
could pay a
way.
visit sometime. Well, I'm down to visit wherever.
Yeah.
I just think making this line so far is what we should start with. Hitting those
Yeah.
two, and then either Braddock or this new place.
Hopefully, we
Yes.
can find out from Sieglin and Anrik which of the two would be more worth our time.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Crazy day today.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go transfer a while and think about everything. Good night.
yeah, I brain hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Do half elves trance?
Oh wait, maybe not.
I don't think so.
I don't think
think
so.
you sleepy.
I sleep for a
You
while.
sleepy bye.
Rick might have tried for years just to trance and was like, "Why is
I
this
try to
working?"
I try to trance and then I just fall asleep.
That's what he does every night, and he just thinks that he's really good at trancing.
Yeah.
What are you
I
talking
didn't really
about?
understand
Of
the
course,
difference
half
between
elves
elves
trance.
and
well,
didn't understand the difference between an elves and half elves.
well, he was a warforged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like it's a people.
Yeah.
One of those flesh bags.
Yeah.
Oh.
Smooth skin.
One of those stay fresh cheese bags. All right. Anything else anybody wants to do with your evening?
No.
All right. Celeste,
Yeah.
Oh.
while you're having a sleep in this rather bare bones instant fortress that is propped up, you find yourself in a somewhat familiar area. That same kind of infinite pool of placid water that kind of just comes up to below your ankles. But something is a little bit off because you look off kind of ahead of you in the distance and you can see you think you see the two moons reflected above you, but in actuality it's just one, and it seems to have a reflection as the plane of water that you're standing on just kind of goes up sharply at a 90-degree angle, perpendicular to the ground that you're on. You see it slowly start to come closer to you until it engulfs the moon, half of the moon above you, leaving you face to face with a pale, kind of faint reflection. You hear voices at the back of your head and in the base of your skull and from deep within, but you can't make out any particular words, kind of distant sounds, struggling. You gaze at your reflection before you when you realize it's not quite your reflection. It's clearly you, but also not you. Instead of that kind of shoulder-length, silvery white hair that you've sported for the last year, it's black and down to the small of your back in kind of several loose braids. Instead of the shield and armor that you normally wield, it's a much simpler kind of robe. The spear still by your side, but looking more ornamental than, necessarily functional. You see this reflection kind of raise up a hand to you and just kind of reach it out.
I reach back.
You just kind of feel the surface of the water rippling in front of you. And it just kind of, all at once, crashes over you. And you see nothing but black. Cinder, you're awake. There is just kind of this faint white flash of light from inside from wherever Celeste happens to be. Fortress.
Kind of go over to wherever that is. Just to check.
You see her kind of floating down from the ceiling, still asleep, just kind of back onto her bed. And some things about her seem different. She seems to be missing some things. And you can see that her hair is just kind of streaked with black, and it's longer than it was before.
This is going to be a topic of conversation. Does she look, like, troubled?
No, she just looks asleep.
Cinder's just gonna post up in that room and just wait out the rest until she wakes up.
Noted. You notice that the spear is just kind of on her stomach, as she's just kind of holding it. Her armor and shield seem to be gone, as well as a couple of other things that she normally travels with. Instead, you see very prominently displayed around her neck a holy symbol.
Does it appear to be one I recognize?
It looks like the holy symbol of Selûne that she normally sports, but much more ostentatious. But that's all. You guys can all awaken.
Oh, good morning. Oh, Celeste,
Whoa.
what a hairstyle. Is that a new
Oh,
spell?
I didn't realize we're all in the same place. I was gonna try and catch her before.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, you
Isn't there
You
could.
like
could, you
one
could.
room?
It's
Okay,
two,
okay.
and then like a battlement on top.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I would have slept in a different room.
Yeah. Follow secrets away.
Good
I wake
morning.
up. Hi. Not that I did mind your presence and that is something wrong? Like,
I was going to ask you
s-
before we see the others, at least.
well, I guess at this point I would probably get up and notice the fact my
And
hair is notably longer.
and you feel odd, very different, but also not.
Well,
Strange sensation.
since we've gotten here, at least after a little bit of the dust settled, I've been trying to connect and see. Well, I say connect. Trying to stay in contact with Soyun by means just meditating or just focusing my power or just something because she does not exist here. And well,
Appears you.
last night I had a dream and I would just basically describe the dream that way. But and I reached out, I touched it, and now is this.
Well, when you were having your dream, I assume, uh, there was a bright flash and you were floating on the ceiling when I came in. And you look different and your things are gone. So, I guess you made some sort of connection. Should we assume this is in relation to the other you? Or something else?
I
I I guess you don't necessarily have to answer that because they're going to ask the same question downstairs. I more was waiting for you here because I imagine the first person you wanted to talk about a spiritual problem probably wasn't Rook.
oh yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. Um, and I feel like the spirits definitely have more sway here, along with the powers that be. And what I saw in that dream, vision, whatever you want to call it, was another me. Just I don't know if it's the me from. I don't think I would. I don't think it's the one from this timeline, but just like one with fully black hair. Like I don't know who or what exactly I contacted with, which brings me deep concern. But also, otherwise, I sell units in tier, and I need to do something.
So long as you reach out and whatever reaches back is acceptable. It's hard to understand what's going on down here. Maybe we'll see if we can scry on the other you and see if we can make comparison. Perhaps that's the version you saw. We have no reason to know what she would be like. She's still alive and has powerful friends, but as you said, the gods that you worshipped before aren't a thing here, so whatever that entails, she's already had to go through.
Yeah. And
She's likely to be a very different Celeste from the one on the other side, potentially very different from whatever's happening now.
oh yeah, I don't imagine what kind of person that could be because she could be anything, and our worlds are so drastically different that it's really not surprising. But I have to make sure that I am able to use some of my spells, but that will will come with time, unfortunately. I'm not sure what to expect with this.
We'll find out as we go along. And she had a different experience, but at one point she was the same you, so I don't imagine she's gone or anything like that. Not like Ben and his grandfather, perhaps, but you don't seem like the kind of person that could stray that far, even in circumstances like this.
I mean, no, but I did grow a lot since being removed. I was hyper-fixated on my previous mission to uncover the mysteries of the grid lines, and, well, ironically now I kind of know far more about it than I ever wanted to. But as a result, I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, I think the expectation for the other me is kind of boring. I think she's more survivalist than anything, if I had to guess.
Well, we'll find out if we need to, but if you need anything or want somebody to talk to, I imagine all of this is probably, I was going to say more complicated for you than the rest of us, but I think everybody has their own special complications being here, so.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I will probably talk to you once I actually understand more, because I didn't really get a lot of out of the vision. I mean, information wise. So we're just going to learn as we go along.
Well, I'm here if you need support, and you may need to be there for Millicent if she does, because she just started to understand her place in the world, and now she's in a world where she doesn't exist and her parents never met, so
Yeah.
probably a different thing to be processing. Rook?
I-
Is Rook. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, good morning. And then just walk out.
I'll go ahead and walk out after him.
Okay.
I start making breakfast. Oh, good morning, everyone. Breakfast.
What's on the menu for today? Oh, bacon? Who would have guessed?
Not I.
You see Celeste's wacky new hairdo.
Celeste!
Whoa. Whoa. No.
What? Have you been using minor illusion this whole time? What's with the hair? What? It's a new style? You grow it out?
No, honestly, I fully expected my original haircut to grow back by now, but not like this. But I
Dyed it?
may. I dyed it initially when I didn't want to be found and killed, but I
Mhm.
Is
touched
that
up
your
after that.
original hair color, or?
Uh, yes. Anyways,
Pork.
my original hair color was black initially. Also, Matthew, when you said striped, I just presumed like coming in at the roots, or did you mean like
No, it's like totally
intermittent
striped.
highlights?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The stripes are not that was something magical.
Full Cruella.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
I might buy some dye because I'm not sure really like this.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, it's not a good look. But so I've been trying to meditate because the reality of this timeline, universe, whatever, is that Selyun and the other old gods are dead.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I was trying to hold on to what felt like any bit of power I had left from her since we came over here. And pretty rapidly, it started to feel like it faded out. And last night, I ended up having a dream where I saw another me, one with different armors, like my original black hair color, but she reached out and I reached back, and apparently according to Cinder, there's a bright light, and then I woke up like this.
think that might have been this universe's?
Cinda mentioned that, and it's a good possibility.
Think she
But-
has striped hair now?
I
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be another reason for her to be mad at me, but I don't think so.
Like now she'll realize from last night's sending that you gave her that maybe there's some merit to it.
I was also thinking
Instead
I
of
could
just
maybe,
saying fuck you.
I was also thinking I could maybe scry on her if we're willing to drop the slot on it.
Eh,
Let's just save it for now.
Isn't that
Maybe
ritual?
there's other people who'd rather.
No,
Oh, but
it
druids
shouldn't be
druids
isn't.
don't. Druids don't
Yeah,
have
oh, yeah.
ritual casting.
No,
I think.
druids can ritual. We
Oh.
checked this before. Druids can, scries not.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's-
scry's not,
That's a
Um,
fucking bummer.
and
It
it feels like it
only
should
feels
be.
like one that
It
should.
should,
But it's,
right?
You just sit around a crystal ball, like.
That makes me
Yeah.
sad. All right. Well, I also thought
Also-
teleportation circle was so.
That's
I don't know anything.
yeah.
yeah. Also,
We-
everyone gets 10 temporary hit points. Just
She
Whoa.
makes breakfast.
Wow.
'cause I make
Um,
the breakfast.
Excellent breakfast.
what is going on in here?
This
Breakfast.
breakfast. Does Cinder actually get that? Like, do they have to eat?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, let's read. What does the thing actually say?
Just-
We're not allowed
You-
because you don't eat breakfast.
Because you don't eat
Breakfast.
Wait, what if
Feed
Just
Darkboy like from Howl's Moving Castle. Feed him the bacon.
Any
it just
creature,
says mess
any
kit.
creature who
This-
eats the food.
But what if the spirit eats it and you get
I
it
don't
by
know.
passing?
It just says mess kit that can grant up to 6 people temporary.
Oh, that's
hit
different.
points
That's not
once
the
a day.
that's not the chef feat.
No, this is from the
Right.
explorer's
Well, then
kit.
yes, he can do that.
Okay,
Hey,
cool. Yeah, you get it.
You
Some of
just
that in your
feed the
house.
eggshells to the
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cows for yeah, cows for a moment.
That's for how many people?
Up to 6.
Dad, get in here. We're making breakfast.
Oh yeah, I'm
He
making
just kind of comes
breakfast.
in. What is it? Oh, you did something different to your hair.
Yeah,
Actually,
the whole
yeah,
thing.
Brooke, I had a new project for you.
Yes.
Hair dye? It doesn't have to be. Any
Oh, what
particular
yeah,
what
black.
what color
Black.
or did you have in mind?
Oh yeah.
Black, just.
Okay, yeah, I have like dye that's black. You could try it. It probably works on hair.
I'll do a
Checks out
test
to
strip.
me.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, so good.
We're adapting very well.
Yes, looks like it. I was just packing.
Oh,
Valerio
nice.
fucked off. He said he would meet you in Zeekland.
Yeah.
how does he
Is
get
that-
around so fast?
I don't really know. I think he has magic or like scrolls or something. I think he might have just also he could have also just walked. I don't actually know.
Just sprints very fast.
Any of those,
He
yeah.
doesn't tell me very much.
What is that?
Dad, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are you out here?
Well, that is a somewhat complicated question, but
Okay.
basically, after the whole shattering thing,
Yeah.
there was a period of time after after BI dissolved. Celerio was trying to rally people to reinstate the Zelton family
Mhm.
as leaders, and well, people were sort of not completely on board with that idea. There was a lot of confusion about what exactly caused the surge. Some people thought it was us taking revenge on the people of Zeltenbach for like doing bad things to us. Some people thought I don't really know exactly. Also, I am a robot man right now, which some people were not especially accepting of, and so
Right.
it sort of just fizzled out, and it's kind of difficult for me to really be in a place where there are like other people. Also, I kind of prefer it this way as well, but
Enough.
as I'm sure, what was your name? Woodman.
Cinder.
Cinder, right. As I'm sure he could probably tell you, it's a little much to be going around and just having everybody look at you weird.
At least I found you get used to it, but
Yeah.
you may acclimate less well.
I've
Everybody's
already...
unique in that.
I lived most of my life having people give me funny looks because of who I was already. I'm tired of it.
You did not want that to be amplified.
Didn't really want that to be my retirement plan.
So,
Fair.
I had a question for you, being the nature that you are. Is that common still? Because from what little we understood, the Warforged were largely tied to the lattice.
As far as
Are
I
they
know, it is just me.
Oh.
awakened or otherwise?
Or
Or
otherwise.
only awakened?
Oh.
Okay.
Most of them didn't awaken until after.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Only one did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would assume the rest just shut down
Yeah,
when it fell.
correct.
Oh.
That's frightening.
I don't really understand why I didn't. But there's a lot about this situations that I don't understand, namely the hand.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Well, now that we've got you both in the
Yeah.
same place and a lot of free time on our
I mean,
hands,
don't we have to?
we could maybe put some thought into it and see if we could study. I was starting to work with the Warforged up above, or wanting to do more. Maybe we can learn something.
Sure, yeah.
Possibly.
It seems to me that the souls and the lattice and whatever powers the Warforged are all connected, given that they all seem to be of divine origin. I never was able to find out exactly what the connection is between divinity and the lattice, but there is a strong connection there, now that the gods are apparently gone here.
Oh,
Oh.
who wants to tell him?
I can do it. There's no easy way to say this, but the Gridlands were the corpses of the old gods.
Oh, okay. He just
Yeah,
kind of pulls
yeah.
out a notebook and just kind of... That was hypothesis number 5, so...
They gave themselves as part of the ascension. And the lines were what was left.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We found that out in one of the libraries.
We could tell you all about Laroth too while we're walking.
Oh. Do we want to open those can of worms? Think it matters?
my
at this
dad.
time?
Is he still alive in your...
Oh.
No.
Oh,
No.
not here either.
Is he in this one? Okay. That's interesting. What happened to...
Didn't he accidentally?
The surge happened and he disappeared or something.
I was thinking maybe he disappeared over here. But the fact that he's not here either.
Wait.
Wait.
Is he alive?
Wait, I now have to read. Hold up.
I thought
Hold
there
up.
was. I
Oh,
thought there was something with like
No, I
him
thought-
a
accidentally
second.
writing himself out.
That was our
Yeah.
assumption. There was no clear answer.
Did Gaius tell us that he was dead, or what, did we not ask
It's
that?
just that he lost contact with him after the surge.
Hmm.
And he assumed that he was dead.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Well, scratch that. We're not sure.
Yeah.
We're not sure if he's alive or not.
Well,
But he did commit a genocide,
oh,
and that wasn't great.
rarely
He was
are
a,
they.
he was a drow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he fucked over his own people and did the genocide on them. And rewrote history.
Mm-hmm.
Did a very fancy, very forbidden ritual to
Oh, wow.
write himself out of the poor choices he made.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So are most things that we seem to find out. It really is tiresome.
Yeah, speaking of
Yeah.
that, I don't know how you operate or what exactly you had in mind in terms of traveling around here, but I feel the need to forewarn you that I don't know what it's like where you come from, but the situation here is very bad, pretty much everywhere. Since the shattering killed about a lot of people, like a lot of people.
Is there a number there that you're avoiding, or just not know?
My calculations are not exact. I haven't been very many places, but from what I can tell and from what Celerio tells me, about 10% of the people are left.
Are left.
Oh.
So
Oh.
things got kind of rough there for a long time, as you could imagine.
Yeah.
Right? They're
Yeah.
beginning to rebuild in some semblance of a way, but the people around here are generally speaking a little more unfriendly than you might be used to, and well, the wilderness is very large and vast without very many people to populate it and keep it at bay. And the sea is very unpleasant, and there are also all sorts of weird, strange monsters now that whatever happened with the lattice is no longer there to safeguard. It's just really difficult to travel from place to place. It is not very safe. But
Great.
yeah,
I was hoping to cross the world. Something tells me that's going to be.
it will be. I
Problematic.
mean, it will be hard, but
We can do it.
probably, yeah. You know, there's just
Can versus should will be a question now.
it's just, you know, weather is kind of a nasty most of the time, even on land.
Well,
We'll figure something out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we still have the hat of disguise somewhere, right?
I think Cinder has it.
I think
I-
perhaps you should wear that again.
Me?
I mean,
Or your dad.
I guess it'll be as odd as ever, but like especially so here.
You want to protect me with it, or your father?
Well, Dad, how long do you want to actually travel with us?
You know, sometime, I don't know. It depends on where you go, I guess. I can disguise myself for a few times.
Okay, because we're gonna go to Zealand first,
Okay.
obviously to meet up with
Real.
Vasiliro, and then gonna go to probably Onric, and then some place that's by the sea to hopefully try to get a boat.
Yeah, there are some. You would be hard pressed to find somebody willing to traverse the sea, but it is not impossible. There are trade ships and merchants that go to the ports to the south of here.
I imagine probably not much farther than that.
Well, there is some travel to Himmelhoch and Zindin as well. I believe some people probably go to Haven, but
Does anybody go to Tor?
not really. They're very reclusive.
Mm.
When
I
you get
think-
there,
I think I would probably be able to at least get us in.
like with our own ship.
Well, I mean, if Tor is reclusive and doesn't like visitors, I think they would allow us. I think I could convince them to allow us as well.
I think there's just no reason for other people to go there.
It's also true.
Likely.
We will have to pay some people a bit of money, I assume.
Or if people don't like traveling, perhaps it will be easier to secure a ship since nobody wants to use them anyway.
We'll have to get a crew too.
Yeah.
Do any of you have any experience sailing?
Yeah.
Just point to Cinder.
Yeah, that's what.
I suppose we could try to learn, but it doesn't feel like the best learning environment
Try what?
to try to learn how to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you will probably want to, but yeah, it will be difficult.
There will
Yeah.
be things you'll need to learn just for it to not be an abject, terrible experience. But as for proficient sailors, I think we manage our own expectations there.
We could like get passage to Haven or something and have them teach us along the way.
Or
And then try to go to the
like,
tour by
like,
ourselves.
like,
I don't know.
like Port Copper or something.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that might be better.
Also, real quick, before we set off anywhere, I don't have shields on my heavy armor.
Oh,
Oh, are you going to need to be protected now? What's that?
I think.
I can
mean,
protect you.
If you haven't picked your invocations yet, there's one that just lets you mage armor all the goddamn
I was
time.
also going to. I was going to.
I could make you something. I probably have something like a lighter armor if that works for you.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good start. I
Let me
think
go see what
could.
I have. Let me see what he does have.
Yeah, Matthew, I was gonna message you and see if you want me to get the mage armor thing.
No, it's
Or-
not necessary.
Okay.
Especially since mage armor is just 13 plus dex, right?
And my
Yeah.
dex is -1.
Oh no.
Yeah. Your AC is gonna go from like 18 to 12.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
20
yeah.
before.
It was
20 to
20.
12.
Ooh, that's a bummer.
The spicy boy.
Wait, do you have your shield?
Oh,
Oh.
and she can't use it anymore.
Oh. Oof. That's a
Good.
big oof for you.
Alright, let me
Oh,
check
yeah.
something really quick.
Ew. No.
Well,
Are
it's a
you
good thing we ate that breakfast.
are you like attuned to things?
I am. One of the things I'm attuned to is the Amulet of Devout, which is needed for Cleric Paladin.
Oh, so you're not attuned to that anymore.
Nope.
Oh. Look, you have a free slot.
I sure do.
Yeah.
Okay, I can work with that. Hang on. Ooh. You just see him like running around in the house, just like putting together some things.
Wow. Isn't he great, guys?
Yeah.
You came from this, and you make poisons.
Yeah. He makes a lot of stuff.
He makes all kinds of things.
I just chose one trade.
Focus your time and energy.
I make potions too, alright?
You just prefer the ones that do the opposite of that.
I like them both. The potions I use on myself most of the time, but that's because I need it more.
It might be easier if you weren't made of paper mache.
Well, I can't do anything about that. This is my father's body. I didn't.
Okay, so he just comes back with like a shield and like a thing of armor. Okay, so this is a an infused studded leather that should be a +2.
Okay.
And this is an animated shield. You will have to attune to that one.
Oh, that's fine. It's plenty fine.
That's fucking
Oh,
cool.
Dude.
thanks, Dad.
That's the animated shield is also a +2.
Well, I don't know the. I was already missing my shield, but maybe not anymore.
Okay.
Like, you'll be just fine.
Mhm.
Those 2 animated shit was fucking awesome.
I have had a lot of spare time.
What else do you have?
Yeah.
You know, all sorts of things.
Okay. You have any bard stuff? I guess you probably gave it to.
Yeah, if I did it, Celerio has it.
Yeah.
Or anything
Fair.
that could help us travel.
Let me take a look, actually. I bet I do.
And you
So I
said that was
just-
studded leather +2.
Yeah, so that will be 12 plus your dex with a minimum of 0, so you won't minus your dex on it. Plus another 2 on top of that.
Yeah, I just changed the sort of other thing to bonus +2.
Now, is this a river that we're gonna have to cross up here?
It's pretty wide, but basically, yeah.
Okay.
I can pilot airships and sail ships. Our biggest problem is going to be managing the rest of it as we go along.
Well, this is not going to... He
Yeah.
just kind of comes up with this big wooden box. This is not going to get us across the ocean, but it should get us across that river.
Okay.
A foldable boat.
Yeah,
I've seen one of those before.
but there you go. It's going to be about 24 feet long and 8 feet wide. 6
Yep.
deep. It can hold about 15 people, so... Or it can be smaller and just hold, like, 4 people, which is not enough for us, but...
Right.
These were quite the commodity in Spindrift. I've seen a few of these.
Oh, I would imagine so, yeah. I can also, like, you know, if need be, I can make us, like, necklaces that let us, like, breathe underwater and stuff, but those are attunements, so I don't have any at the moment, but I could.
No, I think this will be a good start.
Yes, well, thank
I have
you.
a potion of underwater breathing too, so
Well, there you go.
I'm gonna
We
go ahead
need
and
it
put the
sometime.
foldable boat in Cinder's inventory since I assume no one else will be able to do anything with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you take it.
You're correct. Yeah.
I don't know anything about boats.
So yeah, hopefully that works. You are what? Are you like a holy person? Like, what's your deal? I mean, I know the you that lives here is a cleric. She's like
Yeah, she's a holy person.
Tempest or something. I don't know exactly. I don't remember what her domain
yeah.
was.
Tempest. Interesting.
Well, then, but before we came here, I was a life cleric.
What about now? What is
I
different?
mean-
What about now?
I'm assuming we're outside. I could try summoning something or doing something, but I'll just like point at a tree or something and just kind of focus my like. I'm sure I could feel if like I could do Sacred Flame because that's at least a little
Yeah.
bit familiar. Try to do something different, and result in Eldritch Blast.
Whoa.
Takes a moment, but you just kind of you see this energy just kind of leap out of her hand and just like
What was that?
That's not
Uh,
like your normal.
Yeah. So I believe that was Eldritch Blast. I think, which means I made an agreement with something. I'm not sure what.
weird.
With
Yeah.
yourself in your
You have a
dream?
Yeah. What did you dream last night? I know you said you saw the.
I
Did you make a
saw-
pact with you?
It would be convenient if I
Whoa.
did, now wouldn't it?
Whoa. Deception.
Sure, me. Take this power. Thank you.
I mean, that'd be
Thanks,
pretty
me.
Very
weird
weird.
and cool, but
Hmm.
It would be weird, but so is everything else we've seen so far.
no,
Ye-
I
yeah.
mean, fact.
Yes.
But-
Like I could still do this, and I'll just, hold up a sacred flame. It's like, but
Oh.
I don't think all of my spells are going to be aligned entirely.
Oh, interesting.
I'm going to be testing that out over the spare time we have.
Great.
Well, have fun with that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I want to go finish packing.
All right. Take down our fortress.
Okay.
Oh, here, let me try today. I'll take out my rock and send to Ben. It's Rook. We went to find my father and did so, but now we're in another timeline. So stuck here for a long time. Sorry. I'll just
I did tell Julia yesterday.
Go ahead and
Well,
roll a d20.
Whoopsie.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, stinky.
uh-oh.
You don't hear anything.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Hopefully Julia said something to Ben.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a while till we get.
I'm sure she did.
she has a way to contact him somehow.
She's his Brunel, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh
She's
yeah.
Halvad's
Yeah.
personal bodyguard.
Oh, how
Yeah.
bad, that's right.
Oh, she can tell how that, and how I can tell
Yeah.
him.
No, yeah. Fine.
They can spread
We-
the word around.
Yeah.
A game of
Pretty much, we're not
interdimensional
here for a
teleport.
while.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
We did a
Get a
fucky
whoopsie.
All
wucky.
problems.
We did a thing. We made a mistake.
Oopsie doopsie. Alright. You guys can finish packing up and you see he comes out with just like a couple of bags of holding and just like a bunch of random crafting material on his back. Okay,
Ready?
sure.
Great.
I do not know. I have not been outside of this forest for a very long time, so
Well, I guess we'll see what Zieglin has for us.
Yeah.
Whee!
okay.
Cool.
You guys venture forth. Somebody go ahead and roll a d20 for.
I'd love to do that. 2.
All right.
Oh no.
You guys venture southward through the
Uh-huh.
woods. This is an extremely overgrown forest that you guys are just kind of walking through. The underbrush is extremely thick, and wildlife has just completely taken control of this entire part of the continent, it seems like. As far as the eye can see, trees and darkness. As you get about a mile away from the cottage, there's just this thick mist that just kind of sets in all throughout. It's pretty chilly and somewhat uncomfortable, but you press on.
Then we got that cold weather gear.
Yeah.
You just pretty much just march forward for the day of walking that you have here. You do not quite reach the northern bank of that river, but you seem to be getting pretty close if the distant sounds that you hear as sunsets here are any indication. You guys kind of stop at a small clearing after a time where you just see kind of this looks like a small figure just kind of sitting on the ground and leaning against one of these trees, completely overgrown with moss and flowers. Seems to be a rusty, deactivated warforged.
Do we want to check that out?
Yes. We need to rest the night here, right?
Yeah, somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
Why are all of the things that I want to experiment with my highest level spell?
I mean,
What are you hoping to do?
After the thing with Roger and finding the connection point between the Warforged and the grid lines, I think I could do that again if we were on that side. I'm kind of curious about the Awaken spell. But I don't know how any of that works. This was all things that I wanted to learn about Warforged. Things in a safe environment I could comfortably test. But apparently this world isn't that.
No.
So, I want to do it, but I don't want to burn my 5th level.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you have an agate worth 1,000 gold?
Oh,
The hell
better
I do.
invent-
Didn't realize that. Never mind.
That too.
Also that.
Also,
Sounds like we need to go
Cur-
shopping.
Currently, more importantly, that.
Cinda, do you want to hold on to the Rod of Absorption? Because if I truly am a warlock, I might get stuff back a bit faster now.
Wouldn't it be even more valuable on you if you don't get as much per day?
That's also fair, but I was going to extend the offer.
I can take it if you don't want to use it, but if you now only have a couple tries a day to do things, giving yourself another try wouldn't necessarily be bad.
Okay. We'll see how it goes.
Change it later if we need to. Plus, my attunements are kind of good right now.
Yeah. All right. You guys can set up your fortress here if you'd like.
Mhm.
Gotta
Portable
find a
house, portable boat. Great.
clear spot, just kind of
Oh,
and dole out rooms however you see fit.
Gotta go ahead and just dye my hair black so I don't look like a DeviantArt character.
Sure.
Look like a deviant art
Art
character.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Brooke,
Right.
you can
yes?
share a room with your dad.
I
I'm
don't
going to.
I don't
then
need
you
a
can
room.
watch with.
Yeah.
Then you can watch with me.
Only my hand sleeps, so
That must feel weird.
a
Okay.
little joke for you. It's a
Yes.
Does it really?
no.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Rook's hand's just like
It's just like.
slaps him.
Oh, also, like, does that do feel anything?
Do I?
No.
No?
Okay, good. I wasn't sure about the whole.
Oh no, yeah, that came through.
Yeah, but I was like, if you get nuked by a fireball or something, am I going to like have ouch?
If you haven't already,
Yeah, yeah.
you won't.
Okay. Fair enough
Basically
then.
everything-
Yeah. yeah.
Basically, everything we encounter beats the shit out of him. So if
I
you
didn't
haven't
know
been
if
hurt
it would
thus
be
far-
different now that we're in the same place or not, but I guess we'll
Alright.
figure that out. I have no idea what this even is.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find out in a hurry if Rook's in combat.
That is not comforting, but okay.
Listen, I'm fine half the time.
The other half, we're scooping you off the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, let us watch together then.
Yeah.
Stand up on the parapet.
All right.
Take a short rest. Do you want to do a perception check for watch?
Yep. I would also like, while we're on watch, if we have downtime being a
Yeah.
rest, explain to him, and if I have anything to show for it, the designs that Halvad and I were working on for the various types of ships. So, like, show him how hoppers basically function, show him what we were thinking about for the skimmer, to see if the other craftsman man can make heads or tails of it.
Go ahead and do an intelligence check.
I really wish I had taken notes with him, but this was
He
the
kind
best
of
I
starts-
understood of him.
Starts to take a look over it. It's like, yeah, okay. is interesting. This seems to be mostly powered by divine magic, yeah?
Still, yeah.
That will be somewhat difficult to come by, but could be doable.
Or if there's a change that can be made that you can see, I'm just showing it to
I
anybody
have
else I can think of who would know.
this is something that I have put a little bit of thought into. I have heard of research done at Abendroth where people were able to sort of capture primordial or elemental essences into things and use them to power machinery. And that might be something akin to sort of like what you know. So
No, I mean, bring out
Yeah.
source for it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
could-
We could experiment with that when we have a little bit more time. There are people at Zindan that I think would be helpful in that endeavor. If you wanted to try and go that way. You know, that has been a project over there since the Shattering.
I think it could prove worthwhile for the amount of time we intend to spend down here.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to get anywhere with any reasonable amount of time, it would be a good idea.
I want to get to basically the other side of the world, so
Right, yeah, the Forest Basin. I heard you say that. That is where you hail from, yeah?
on our side.
Right.
One of the other Warforged who awakened shortly after Rook escaped from Seltenbrock and fled the depths, and there he made some sort of connection with nature and Araket, or what was Araket at the time that has since gone crazy, but from that he was able to make me and eventually the others that are down there, but
Hmm.
it's failing.
With the help of
Just-
the spirits.
Yeah, binding them in some way.
I've read some about this, what I was able to find. There is a... well, there was before. I don't know if it's still there now, but in near St. Beverly, which was... I don't know what it's called in you come from, but there was a very difficult to find library. Had some information about metaphysical.
We found a similar one in, well, a place that now appears to be underwater.
The fall-off
And
flat, yeah, the
Tycon.
scriptorium, yeah.
Yeah. So we are aware of the other ones, if not specifically their location, the general gist. That is one of the things that I wanted to test, actually, was a ring that Celeste had when we came here. I wonder if that got caught up in the change. We can see. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is all complicated, but if we have time to investigate things as we're traveling, I think I could learn a lot here.
Probably. I have a feeling you are someone who will probably be honest with me. I want you not to mince any words with me. I feel like the others probably would. But I am not an unintelligent person. I can be somewhat lacking in social graces, but I've been living alone for 25 years, so that kind of happens. But I have been away from book for some time, and I would be curious to know, unadulterated, if at all possible, what sort of man he turned out to be.
Misguided and at times frightening, but probably the most driven I have ever met. though I fear he drives for the wrong things, or for the wrong reasons. One of his major goals was to find you, so I'm kind of hoping to learn a bit more about him while we're here and see if that alleviates some of the other aspects from up above. But for as long as I've known him, his only two goals were find you and find vengeance. And they weren't always in that order.
I fear that I probably did him a disservice by bringing him up in the environment in which I did. Being around so much hate is... it's not healthy.
I think he internalized a lot of that, but
It was obviously not my intention to leave him when I did. I feel like if I had been able to stay around, I could have taught him better. Difficult thing.
I would imagine. I'm afraid I've tried. You're not the only one with poor social graces. I've tried my best to learn people as I've traveled, but I have fairly limited experiences on which to draw, so I'm afraid that I can't empathize with you, but I can understand the challenge. And for what it's worth, there are moments. We have times with him where I think he's turning a corner. And then we have times where I think he's choosing darkness. And I don't know what he will choose in the long run. And I'm afraid that now that what we do about Andreas and what would happen here, presented with the opportunity, I really don't know what choice he would make. Even knowing the casualties that would happen on this side.
There were extended periods of time in my life where I felt as he does. Well, a Zelton alone in the world is a terrible thing.
I imagine well-deserved on both sides, as I assume my feelings about the people of Spindrift are rather similar.
Well,
But
my family were not innocent. There was a reason why we were cast aside. Overthrown. Obviously, I felt differently in my youth. And obviously, I did not feel I deserved the treatment that I was given, working where I did. But the chief lesson which I believe I failed to impart on him, I had the time, was, you know the saying, before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. I often find that you need to dig quite a few more graves than that. And usually the people who end up filling those are not the people that you intend. And before long, you become something... well, something worse.
I think he will do well having some time with you. You fear that you were taken from him at the inopportune time, and you did not have sufficient time together to impart these lessons, but now you're being given it again.
My fear is all this time he has spent away from me, changing into the man that you know. He has been pursuing a heretofore unachievable dream and building has been building an image in his head of who I am, who I would be to him. And believe probably the reality is lackluster in comparison to what he probably imagines. And I fear that there will come a day where he realizes he doesn't really have much use for me. As Celerio did.
Perhaps. But I don't think, at least not yet. As I said, he had 2 goals. Finding you was one of them.
Perhaps not always.
Celeste also had her concerns with him, and I think you could get a fairly frank response from her, perhaps a bit more biased than me. I truly don't care what people feel or believe.
That is why I asked you first.
But something we both picked up on is recently, in our travels, we went to the Dawn Crypts on our side and encountered some things there, and he came back a little changed due to an item that we recovered.
That little scythe that he has.
Yeah, yes.
It's scary looking.
It is, yes. Its wielder was more so, and he has seemed. Like I said, there were moments where we thought he was good, and there was moments where we thought he was dark. The dark moments seem to be winning since finding that. So,
well,
keep an eye. And
the good
let
news
us
is
know.
there are basically no Black Myers left here for him to bloodthirst after, so maybe it'll be a bit of a cleanse for him.
And hopefully that turns him away from his penchant for violence. If it doesn't, perhaps we need to take another look at the scythe. But that can be a secondary thing. I think for now he needs a father more than anything, and here you are.
Yeah. Better or worse. You say he is driven. What exactly is it that drives him then? That he has this motivation for revenge, I presume, against the Black Myers, but what exactly does he perceive them to have done?
Mistreated him and the other Warforged. As the Warforged were awakening up above, the ones after him, they were experiments and slaves, to my understanding of it. There's
I
another
feared
saint
they would
in
go
our
that
side.
route.
There's another saint on our side that doesn't exist down here. The one whose artifact he bears, that was a martyred warforged who fought for freedom of the others. He became a saint of liberation. It's the interesting juxtaposition that your son has become. Darkness and vengeance, and light and liberation.
One side will win eventually.
Indeed.
Well, if he stays with you, I hope, I think the light has a better chance of winning out.
Appreciate the confidence, but not so sure.
I always knew, obviously, that the Warforged were more than what we thought they were. As soon as they were first created, I knew there was something higher they were destined for, something bigger that they were aimed towards. The perfect conjunction of man and divinity, in a sense. Or otherworldly powers beyond the divine, as the case with you, but...
Hey.
Excuse me. But the, what I wasn't sure about was how the Black Myers would handle that transformation. Seems I have my answer. But that in
As to how
part
they handled
was
it poorly, but
that
the
was
rest of the world better.
part of the reason why I designed the castle project to begin with. I thought if I could show one of these machines awakening, as you say, and go a step further by allowing it to transfer into flesh and blood and allow myself to transfer into its frame, we could demonstrate that those differences that we saw were not exactly what we initially anticipated them as. I believe, had things gone a different way, we could have made a case to Andreas and the rest of the leadership and explained the situation to them. I knew Andreas for a while. He was passionate and ambitious, but not necessarily as avaricious as he's something happened. Serge.
I've never met the man, so I know very little. The extent of my perspective is what Rook has told me, which in time I have come to learn is probably a bit colored.
That is true, but from what Celerio reports to me, it is definitely the case that Black Maya Industries have been up to bad things on your side, and his rage at them is, well, perhaps overblown, justified, especially if what you say is true about the treatment of Warforged.
I think so. Things always prove more complex than we think.
If
Every
this,
situation that we found ourselves in, we've generally found ourselves underselling. And I fear that this is going to be the same all over again.
and if this little experiment proves anything, it's that who we are is not only determined by circumstances that we find ourselves in, but choices that we make along the way as well.
Perhaps even more so.
Yeah, interesting. Huh. Well, anyway, he just kind of looks down. You see there's like 6 or 7 of these like moving shadows beneath you guys at the base of the tower. You look down and they just look like giant ravenous rats. They're like clawing at the wall.
I think we might have gotten a little caught up in our conversation and lost the watch a bit.
Usually they just want food.
Well, I guess this is the benefit of having a fortress instead of a tent.
Yes, that would have been very unfortunate.
Just throw a couple firebolts around them to get them to scatter.
They do. That's good, good. I don't have that one.
I don't think I'm supposed to, but it has served me very well.
Yeah, I can do like a lightning, but it's very close.
Well, are you comfortable with that sort of thing?
No, I don't really fight. I just kind of make stuff. I will make stuff to help you fight if I can, but I'm not really much of a combatant. If I was, I probably would not working in Drexler.
I imagined. Just wanted to make sure.
I can survive and hold my own if need be, but I will leave the rest of it. Well,
If our experiences thus far have proven anything, need will likely be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Giant
And we
rats
still
are going
managed
to
to
be
fight.
the least of your concerns.
Great.
Well, thank you for your frankness. I know it's probably not especially easy to say those kinds of things to, but
No,
It is good to know.
I don't have a problem with it. If you didn't want to know, you wouldn't have asked me.
True.
I tell you what I see, and I openly admit that my picture is likely incomplete. Hopefully what you find is better.
And it is all a very complicated situation just because I think of him as being my son, and I know he thinks of me as his father quite clearly, but it is also the case that I built him with my own hands. This. And some part of me feels like whatever flaws are there, I also built.
Well, you built the body. I think the soul is different.
It is something else entirely that I still don't fully understand. Like I say, souls are gifts from beings whose power we can't comprehend. But it will be interesting to see what happens to Celeste. Yeah, here.
I'm concerned about that. I think that will be our largest timer that forces us back to the other side.
I know Celerio is also concerned about that, but we will see.
She likes to play things off to not inconvenience us. I tried to talk to her this morning, but I don't think she's quite at the point of letting herself process the situation yet.
Well, there is a lot to process. It's not every day that you find a parallel world to yours where everything went to shit.
I think everybody's processing their own elements of it.
Oh, in some strange way, I do believe her life here ended up being rather better than her life where you come from. If what
She
I
was not
hear is
betrayed
true.
by those close to her.
Quite the opposite. That will come in due course.
I
Perhaps,
can't begin to imagine how that would make one feel, so...
Rather, she will be dealing with that, I think, a bit sooner than she would like to, but... Oh well.
And here I thought my mind was complex of not existing. I feel that's actually simpler.
Oh, it's endlessly simple. Everybody else here is confused. Well, I suppose not innocent.
She has her moments.
I just mean her situation here seems pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Clean slate. Right, well.
Just kind of let him go off and finish the watch.
You guys can get your short rest. You can roll a d20 for me.
I'll do it.
Say not me, because these have been turning into the Cinder talk to people sessions.
Alright.
Who's not going through emotional damage, Cinder?
There is a chilly rain falling this morning. With that light mist. As you reach the northern shore of the river here. And we will go ahead and take a break here.
Excellent.
What's going on the other side? Be back. All right, we out. Alright, we are back. Right on time for me to need to burp. Okay.
Of course.
You guys approach the quickly flowing river in the rain here. Well, you want to try the boat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems like a good a time as any.
We're going to want to take it kind of slow, as slow as we can anyway.
Fold it out.
And
I
I
guess
would
actually-
like Cinder to go ahead and make a survival check.
You can do it.
Are you proficient with sea vehicles?
Mm, did I get it from my background? No.
Oh.
Then survival check.
We'd been treating it so far like I had been from the experience, but I didn't actually like have a mechanical. Like it didn't come from the background or anything.
The waters are rough. It does take a number of hours to get across this relatively thin expanse. And the entire time you all are deeply uncomfortable. Many of you have never been on or at least haven't been since you did with Julia way back when you got attacked by dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
Which was an
Yeah.
unpleasant experience, and this is equally unpleasant as the rapids push you and jostle you along as you go. But it begins to come back to Cinder, and he does know a bit of what he's doing, and he is able to pilot you guys through the rain and the wind. And a number of long hours later, you make it to shore.
We definitely need to find somebody to do this.
Rook's
I
just like
remember it, but I
dipping
didn't
the
like it.
oars in the water.
I'm helping.
This is how you
Is
do
this
it.
it? Is this how you're doing it?
Everybody sends you like spinning in circles for a while there.
No, more
Yeah.
forward and back, and then Rook has the oars in the air,
Oh.
just like.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is much easier.
Ah.
Millicent is just like only
I
on
see
one
what you're-
oar,
you're
so you
using
just
the wind.
It's like a raging paddle.
Spinning.
no. It's
Why aren't we going anywhere?
It's you. Stop. Okay. You guys make
Celeste just
landfall.
stops.
We're going to need help.
We made it.
All right. It's going to be about 5 days to Sieglinde.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
A lot of walking.
We can do a little bit today before the sun comes down, although it is rather unpleasantly rainy and cold, but it's not going to get much better.
Hmm.
No time like present.
What's in Zealand?
I don't really know.
People.
I just know that Celerio lives there.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pretty small. I believe the remnants of the three brothers all pretty much gathered there after the shattering.
Mm.
But I don't know much about what else lies there.
Hmm. Well, way to find out, but
Onward.
All right. You guys, somebody can make a survival check for me, just for navigational purposes. I would say Rook could do it with advantage, because he has been here before, in a manner of speaking.
I'll do it. Wow.
Yeah. This landscape is familiar but different. It is overgrown with grass and trees and all manner of wildlife around you. You just see so many more just like random wild animals here than you ever saw when you lived here before. The grass is much taller, the hills are much less beaten down, there are much fewer actual carved pathways. Indeed, what you would normally assume to be like cart paths that the steam carts would have traveled along are just not there at all. There are, every so often, a warren of foxes or rabbits or groups of animals just kind of skittering around looking at you curiously. You get the feeling not very many people travel this area. And you continue till sundown, and you can pretty much find a flat spot to make camp through these sort of rolling hills.
Fortress.
That bad boy down. Shall we watch again, or?
I imagine we're going to do that every night.
Sounds good to me. Is there anything in particular anybody wants to do this night?
I just try to meditate for Dwayne to see if it works.
Go for it.
Cool. Wisdom check? Well, I guess I get to add stuff to that, huh? I think it's like +3. 14? Not great.
Nothing seems to happen.
Cool. Didn't think so. Alright, go to bed. Just knock out.
Alright, perception check from those watching.
So I transfer 20 minutes and then I fall asleep.
Okay.
It's always so restful.
Yeah.
Nothing bothers you. You do see some larger creatures moving on the horizon, but you don't really know what they might be, and you don't really care to find out.
Fair.
Sun comes up the next morning. Somebody roll a d20 for me.
I'll do it.
Do it.
hey,
You guys pack up the tower and begin to travel, and it begins to snow.
Oh.
no.
No.
You recall, it is still winter.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Millicent, it is extremely uncomfortable. You're like,
Yeah.
what? This is
Like
only supposed
real
to
life.
happen in the fucking mountains. Come on.
Yeah. What the heck? Oh my god, this is like real life. What is this called?
Survival check for navigation.
I'll try today.
Do
Yeah.
it. Nice.
Hang on.
Hang on.
You walk through these rolling hills. You come upon, after a few hours of walking, probably around noon, it's still snowing. But you see kind of at the base of several of where these hills kind of come together, there is what looks like an old moss-covered, broken down steam cart.
Oh,
This could be interesting.
Dad, you think we can fix this?
I don't know. I never worked on one of these.
Hmm.
I think it certainly is worth taking a look at.
Why not?
Sure, just be careful, I guess. Let's head down that way. You can see this thing is standing upright. You can anybody who wants to make a perception check.
I'd love to.
Why not?
Oh. Well,
Celeste,
Hmm.
you can see some parts of the moss on the side paneling have been recently disturbed, more so than the rest.
we're not the only ones to have investigated this as of recently. Maybe someone very recently. Want
I
to
mean,
make sure that nothing comes about that.
It could have been Solario.
I don't see why he would have.
That's true.
Like, you think there's someone around here right now, or that they left something here?
Can I look around for like tracks or sign of passage?
Make an investigation check.
Ooh,
Or perception.
survival.
Yeah. That too. Yeah, you can do survival. There are some tracks that kind of go to a back door with like a stairwell leading up to it on the back of the cart.
When you say steam cart, what am I imagining here?
Basically, you remember the drays from Waterdeep?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's kind of like that, but made out of steel panels and powered by an engine that doesn't seem to actually be attached to it anymore.
So like vaguely bus-ish.
Not that big, but yeah.
Okay.
Like a large carriage.
So it looks like something went in the back door recently.
You can think of it kind of like a short, squat version of a locomotive.
Okay, got it. Are the tracks I saw seem to be leading in? Did I
Right.
see any leading out?
No?
And I imagine it's still in there.
You hear
Are we
this like
expecting this?
shuffling coming from inside it, and you see that side panel that had the moss disturbed on it just kind of swings up and open with these two little bars that kind of hold it up in place. And you see this little green-skinned goblin just kind of poke his head over like a makeshift counter. Says, "Oh, hello, I didn't think you'd come up."
Hi.
Hello.
"Hi. Can I interest you in some bows and arrows? Or rations?"
Is this a shop of sorts?
Yes, this is my store.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
Have anything else?
Well, I have this potion of greater healing.
That's interesting.
How much?
Are you a tree, sir?
it's complicated.
Okay. 4 gold.
Okay.
Great, thank you. What brings you fine folks through the valley?
Heading over to Zealand?
Oh, very nice. I hear it's
how is it
lovely
over
this
there?
time of year. I don't know.
It's too cold.
It is a little chilly.
Have you been around here long?
Here? Yes, 4 years. Thereabouts.
In this shop?
Yeah.
Do you get much patronage?
Nope,
here
you
in
would
the
be
middle
the
of nowhere?
first.
Ah,
I'll take a look at this potion.
It does seem to be an actual potion.
Okay.
Huh.
we
finally
were kind
paying
of
off.
hoping, We were kind of hoping to take a look at your shop there and see if we could get it operational again from what it used to be.
Oh no, this whole thing's been totally gutted.
Oh,
Mm.
did you clear out all of the...
Oh, no, I didn't. Somebody else did. I just happened upon it in its current state.
Just live here now. Okay.
Yeah. Gotta live somewhere.
Fair enough.
How's your day going?
Oh, you know,
I really don't.
it's going.
Not from around here. Lot to take in.
I've seen you before. Back in Zealand. You, lady, with the hair.
Yes,
What, you're just coming and going?
no, unfortunately, I just get told that
recently?
a lot.
Oh. Got one of those faces.
Unfortunately, yes. Maybe some distant relation, but I don't really know.
I get that a lot too. Because I'm a goblin.
Okay.
Oh, that's
That's
fair.
A lot of the subtle intricacies between goblins are lost on the bulk of the humies, unfortunately.
Yes.
Sure, your
Yeah,
features
this
are
has
not
been a very
appreciated.
interesting conversation, but can we go?
I think it's time to.
Pleasure doing business with you. Tell all your friends about Hokey Shop.
Pokey?
Hokey, that's me. I'm the proprietor and owner.
I'll let them know if they're on their way up this way.
Yeah. That'll be great. Sometimes I find foxes and I cook them if you're interested in carnivorous exploits as well.
Oh,
Fascinating.
They're a little tough, but, man's gotta eat.
it's alright. You
Alright.
can,
Like,
you
try.
can have them.
Oh, I don't have any right now, but I just mean in the future, if you happen to come across Hokey Shop again, maybe I'll have some fox.
Okay. Well,
Okay, I'll definitely ask next time.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for your time.
You're so welcome, Mr. Tree.
good day.
Okay, note to self. Dye my hair back to white to make sure that there's at least a little bit of difference.
Somehow, that was both better and worse than I was expecting.
Got greater healing for 4 gold. I call it a win.
Yeah.
That's
I-
fair. I'd imagine this world is a little light on gold, so we might get our...
Oh, yeah, the economy is in shambles.
I would also imagine they're light on things, such as potions of greater healing,
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from.
or if it is what he says it is.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
I don't know.
Like
Give it
potion?
give it to Sippy Sip.
Alchemist?
Potion of greater healing.
No, it's
Okay.
not. It was
Wow.
real. It's a real one.
So he's
Money
just
can
a
be
real
exchanged
idiot.
for a lot of...
Goblin P. Okay, anyway, let's keep walking, I guess.
Hey,
Yeah.
You guys find, after another few hours, find a spot to bed down for the night.
Fortress.
Same procedure. Go
hey
check
Dad, you
for
want to
the-
help me enchant something?
Yeah, sure. What are you working on?
Millicent, can I have your axe, please?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do
I'll
it.
make this
I haven't
do
had the chance to.
Acid damage.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. I can do that. Sort of like a. Yeah. I can do that. I've done infusions like that before.
Oh, great. I've been working on this for a while, but
Great. It will be good
Yeah.
to get the chance to work on something with you.
yeah, I think so as well.
Have him make the check with your help.
Right.
Gets plus 11 to it.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a
Alright,
natural
let us...
20.
than me.
38.
Wow. My dad's so good, guys.
Not 38, sorry, 31.
Holy Jesus.
That takes a week off of it. He's just like, yeah,
Oh,
he just kind of takes it, and you're just kind of standing there, like,
okay.
holding the flashlight. You know, he's just kind of like,
Oh,
ah, yes, you could, very good, yeah, you can do, yes, I see. It's very interesting what you've done here. You're just like, I'm helping.
As
like,
he's watching, he
oh,
like starts undoing. Where he's like, "Oh yes, you could have done it that way."
It's like, oh, it's creative, yeah.
that was the interns. They did that.
Yeah, very, yes.
Yeah.
I was helping Millicent.
It's really interesting what you did here
yeah.
with
I'll,
is there some sort of
Millicent's that
failsafe in case?
Yes, thank you for noticing.
all right. While they're doing that, okay, Millicent. I need to change my hair back because I feel like that's gonna be a continuous confusion. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not sure how, but I'm going to try. So, I know the hair dye was probably for black, but if there's any way I could get a
It's
start-
kind of hard to dye black hair to white, as you know from your
Oh.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But you can work on that. You can find some
Yeah.
pigments and things.
Yeah, we could like search for like berries or I don't know, whatever. To,
White
like, crush
berries.
something. No, wait, or like maybe just a different color.
Yeah, you can make
Flowers.
it a different color.
Yeah. Red.
Cook a few
Brown.
flowers in your furnace and
Yeah.
I have a disguise kit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say, doesn't
could do
Rook have
that.
also prestidigitation and disguising and things?
Yeah.
yeah, you can use the disguise kit. Millicent, you can style Celeste's hair.
Like,
Yeah.
see Millicent like trying to
Give her
mash some flowers and stuff.
like-
Like,
Crush it.
what the?
Give her a perm
Yes.
or something.
yeah.
I was trying to have it
braid
be
our
a
hair.
nice experience, but the dyeing part, yeah, I'll take your help, please.
I have some
Like,
wigs in
flowers
here.
her hair. Yeah, like maybe just accessorize it.
Sure, Millicent, you can do whatever you want to Celeste's hair.
Nice. Maybe act
Basically-
like make. Yeah.
Make,
Yeah,
a,
just
make a dex check.
Separately. Okay. That check. Okay. +1.
You know how to do this on your own hair, but you've never done it with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, there's no mirror around, so.
Just like just aggressively like just
Yeah.
accidentally yanking on her hair. Like yeah.
Like your
Give her
mom
like
was just-
you give her like 3 pigtails.
I just imagine
braid
She
like,
comes out of here looking like a Fire Emblem character.
yeah, I imagine the
Yeah.
little girl experience of the mom with like the terrible headband that has 2 rocks at the end of it, where it just like snaps against your skull.
Oh,
Ah, good. Lindsay knows.
man. My head hurts just thinking
I'm like-
about
Terrible experience growing up.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Not really something I can relate to.
No, but it just fucking hurts, and
No.
Millicent would just be like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Aggressively
Cinder,
pushing hair.
you're on watch
Yep.
Oh.
as this is going on beneath you in 2 rooms.
Yeah. It's like crying.
I was going to check
Stay
on progress,
still.
but I hear how one of them is going, and the other, I'm sure they're fine.
Let me get
I watch.
perception.
Yup. Huh.
Wow.
Many.
All right, let me find. Wait.
Uh-oh.
You see some shape just kind of approaching the tower in the dark of night, and as there's like a lightning flash up above and this sort of thunder snow that's going on outside, you see looking up at you this thing.
Ew.
Fucking rat. Oh. Oh, not
Oh,
rat.
rat. Where
Rat.
rat
Does
does
that
not
have like an
belong.
octopus tail?
Rat.
Tentacles a tail?
Rat
Like what's
question
going
mark?
on here?
Ew.
Ew. Where
And
did
then
you
it
find
scurries away.
Ew.
That's
This is gross looking.
It approaches and you're like, oh, 2 more rats. It's
I'm
like-
too tired. I can't comprehend that picture.
Alright.
What did I look at?
Lindsay's just like, there's something deeply wrong with you.
I-
Like where'd you
I-
find that inside? Yeah, that's what's gonna exist here.
I go down to the room that Rook and his father are working in.
Is it trouble?
Just knock on. King, or whatever. I don't actually know
Yeah,
what I'm supposed to call you.
Isaac is fine.
Okay, Isaac. The rats that we saw when we were talking the other night, are those like regular rats?
I mean, they're big, like big overgrown rats. Yeah. Why did you
But
see
still
something?
like y- yes.
Oh, did it
Naked
have? Was
rat,
it?
two heads,
Oh,
octopus tail.
yeah, that's the Galadrius. You're gonna get some Galadrius.
The what?
They're
What?
bad.
Galadrius.
They like to harass travelers.
Great. It saw me.
They
And
usually
then
fuck
left.
off after a little bit, but I'm sure we'll find them again sometime.
The door on this thing locks, right?
Yeah, it's made out of adamantine.
Okay, good. Very good.
Yeah, they are weird. They can see the future.
W-
What do you mean they can see the future? They're rats.
Yeah, it's weird. They do psychic ouch to you as well. They're very strange.
That sounds deeply concerning and unsettling.
Yeah, I try not to think about it very much.
I fear I'm not going to be able to think about anything else for another day or two.
That'll happen.
Okay, just checking, thanks.
Yep.
Leave.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Dad, have you seen one of these before? I make the crococopter.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Oh, I just found this in space though.
That thing is crazy.
Yeah.
How many heads does that? Is that a mouth on its belly?
It is.
Why would it have that?
Well, it counts. It doesn't make any sense.
Got a little tiny head on the top of his head.
Yeah. I think someone was being eaten by that.
Whoa.
Or like it did a scream or something. I don't know.
Weird.
A lot of stuff happened in that battle.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. He gets back to work. Next day,
Father-son bonding over nightmares.
D20 for the weather.
At least you know the crococopters aren't here.
They can't
As
hurt you.
far as he's
Therapist, crococopter can't hurt you.
That's Millicent's trauma right there. She got eaten by it twice.
seen.
By two different
By that
mouths.
big belly mouth.
Two different mouths. Yeah, that's true. By both mouths.
Somebody can roll a D20 for weather.
I'll do it.
Your turn. Wow.
It continues to thunder snow today.
Thunder snow.
I hate it. It's so
The
cold.
trees that you are passing through, or the hills that you are passing through, become more and more forested as you approach the southern end of this hilly region. Somebody do a survival check for me.
I'll do it.
Yeah, why not?
God, why can't I roll? I
guys
get +8. Come on.
Walk for a bit. You guys walk for a few hours. Around a few hours into the afternoon, Celeste and Cinder, you hear some murmuring up ahead of you behind some of these trees.
Something up ahead.
Fuckery afoot.
You guys see this dark shape just kind of dart off away from you to to your right and off, vaguely humanoid shape.
Goblins?
Taller.
Not goblins. Concern.
Yeah, concern.
Are we
Avoid
just
that
let
direction.
that be, or
Was it in the obvious direction of travel that we seem to be going?
No, it was just kind of off ahead of you, but it kind of darts off to one side. You still hear some whispering from behind one of those trees.
Should we just pick up the pace? Get out of here? I don't know.
Yeah.
you want me to sneak up on it?
No.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Do we know what it is?
No.
No, that's why I would sneak up on it to find out.
We just get out of here.
I
Oh, I think we should do that too. I'm just curious.
Where is that
I
rat?
won't interact with it.
I don't think it takes much.
that's sure. I just want to not get stabbed in the ass by something, so
Okay.
a little
Yeah,
bit
I'm
of
ready to
forewarning
attack, but-
can't hurt.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, well.
Didn't get plus.
You kind of sneak up and around.
Yeah.
You see these two early middle-aged human men just kind of crouched behind a tree. One of them's holding a dagger, one of them's got like a hand crossbow, and they're both just kind of like,
Oh.
and they kind of look up at you and they're just like,
I hold up my wand. What are you doing over there?
it's just camping.
Yeah, it's camping. With your
Yes.
dagger out
Do
behind
you
a
want
tree,
to?
talking to each other?
Do you want a s'more? We have s'mores. Do you want a s'more? We don't have s'mores. How would you tell him you have s'mores, David? We're friendly. We're not. We're friendly.
I could goo you to this tree any moment. I hope you know.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Quite
Would
literal.
you like to find out?
No, I would not.
I think you guys should fuck off and leave us alone.
That would be great. Yes, let's do that. Come on, David. It's kind of like nudges him and sort of like,
I know your name now, David. Better watch
God
yourself.
damn it, William. You just walk off.
Alright, anyways. Oh, it's just two guys, you know?
Two guys.
Yeah, they're going somewhere else now to go make some s'mores.
That
Well,
sure
you
sounds
didn't,
like
you
you
didn't get any s'mores
interact-
for us?
Well, they saw me, so.
ah,
Oh.
well,
And they
you
had
know,
knives out, so.
Oh.
somebody
and-
with knives saw you when you were sneaking and it didn't result in violent combat. This is improvement.
Yeah, that's, but I'm not
Wow.
going to say growth.
I only threatened to goo them. I didn't actually do it.
Now that's growth.
What does that mean?
Oh, you'll
Oh.
see.
Well, he
Whenever
hasn't
we
showed you
encounter
yet, I'm
something
shocked.
next, then I'll use it.
I'm surprised he hasn't showed you yet. It's like his
This-
prized possession.
What?
This wand makes goo.
Okay,
Makes
we've been
goo.
over that part.
I guess I didn't really explain that to you when you took over the body, but I didn't really have time.
No, it's the same explanation all over
Oh.
again.
This
God.
one
Wait, what?
No, I'm not going to explain that to her.
makes big old globs of
Oh,
goo
it's an actual
wherever
wand.
I-
Okay. That's right. You mentioned that before.
Yes, yes,
I
we
was
were over this.
just as confused last time.
I also have glue.
Are you going to make a scrapbook?
No, it's glue that it can stick to something and then it will never come off.
That's generally what glue does.
But like it's impossible to get it to come off. Like it'll stick to two things forever.
Oh, like magic.
Yeah, magic glue. I
Oh,
should have
right.
specified. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, that. Yeah. Glue sticks things together.
Yes.
Under
Yes.
most cir-
Magical glue.
If it didn't do that, it would not be very good glue.
That's true. Yes.
You guys keep walking. Same drill. You guys can continue to work on the crafting, and
Yeah.
Cinder, you can go on watch.
I'm just gonna be sitting up there with a firebolt waiting for Nightmare Rat.
Okay. You make a perception. Right. Throughout these flashes of lightning, you keep thinking you see it, but you don't.
Scorching like bushes and random things.
It
Wake up in the
occupies
morning,
your
step
memories
out of
now.
Step out of the fortress and there's just singed shit all around.
Melted snow everywhere.
Oh, what happened here?
Yeah.
Rats.
But what
Ooh.
kind of...
There was
Oh.
more last night.
Wait,
Yes.
what about a rat is so terrifying?
Yeah, there's.
Two heads. and
Apparently
an
they're
octopus
really-
tail.
What?
I'm
I-
sorry, what?
2 heads and an octopus tail, and Isaac says they see the future.
And we're on the mortal plane, correct?
Technically,
Yeah, it's up
yeah.
like a space thing.
So are they.
Okay, well that's good. I'm going to think about that. Anyways,
I wouldn't.
how can you not?
Like this.
Good for you.
And you continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are getting close to the city at this point. Somebody make a survival check for me.
And oh,
I was rolling for wet. It clears up, finally.
Uh,
outstanding.
You find a rather strange bit of landscape as you guys journey farther south here. It seems to be remnants of the Shattering, as there are basically kind of uneven bits of earth that have been thrust up and kind of exposed dirt, cliff faces, and crags and canyons and spires that are somewhat difficult to navigate through. Takes you the better part of a day to get through this. But you do reach the other side and reach open plains beyond you. You can
like
see...
a part that fell on another part when everything happened?
Yeah, it sort of got imbalanced because there was probably something beneath it when it fell, or they moved a little bit because the whole thing kind of exploded and jostled things around.
Oh, explode.
All of the conflux points went kaboom.
Oh.
So
Oh.
things moved around a
Oh.
bit.
Oh.
Yeah. You guys can see the mountains and the forest to the west of you here. You imagine you're probably about a half a day from Ziegland at this point. So you can do one more watch, Cinder.
Rats.
No rats tonight.
Oh, thank God.
No rats this day.
Now.
Not this day.
Can't hurt you today.
Any day. It begins to snow lightly once more as you guys venture forth the following morning. Make a survival check.
Not me.
I'll do it.
Wow.
Rook, you are familiar with this part of the world because you have spent a little bit of time in Ziegland. And indeed, you guys approach the town where it seems to be smaller than you recall, Rook. And it also seems as though most of it is still empty. There is, you reckon, from what you can see, kind of approaching a little bit of hustle and bustle. Maybe like shy of 1,000 people are living here in total. There seem to be some fishing docks on the coast to the west that you approach here. Small, kind of makeshift thatch buildings. Some of them are older than that and seem to be actual brick and mortar buildings that survived a calamitous event, but a lot of it is still ruins that are not used on the outskirts of town. Nonetheless, you make your way in. You get a lot of looks. At this point, Isaac does disguise himself as another nondescript half-elf man. But you make your way towards the center of town.
I imagine new faces are not particularly common nowadays.
Mm-mm.
All
Doesn't
right,
seem
should
that
I
way.
disguise myself? Will these people know who I am?
Probably not. I didn't really spend much time here.
Okay.
But, I believe Celerio's house is the big one.
So,
That feels right.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the big ones. There is another that the mayor lives in, but
Who's the mayor?
I think his name is Jonathan. I don't remember.
that's one that I know about, right?
No, it's not.
That's someone else. Yeah, never mind.
I like the whiteboard of Rook's list behind you.
Yeah.
Let's see the list. Okay. Bring that over. Bring that over. Let's see it.
Yeah, it's the actual
hold on,
list.
hold
I
on.
want to see the list.
All right. Hold on. Let me get.
I want to see Rook's list. I think Bruce is up to something. That's what he had to go do really quick.
Yeah, it's all the look.
Oh my sweet
Save-
god.
Save for last. Scry? Question
That's
mark?
perfect.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah, I also like the
Yeah.
addition of the new tapestry.
Yeah.
There we go.
The way we know we play too much D&D, that we have actual, in real life, design space in our room dedicated to it.
I wasn't doing anything with that, anyways. Yeah.
I got
Uh-huh.
so many
It's fine.
things.
Now it's for
Just
D&D.
ignore all of the moon shit in front of my desk.
Yeah.
I just have
All
my important reminder to keep the people united.
Mm-hmm.
They taught me
the
that.
the two
Nice.
finger like.
Keep the people united. They taught me that. I can't figure out how to put it back on.
Of all the video games that were made, that is one of them.
Yeah.
You guys kind of just go up to the house. You see Isaac just kind of knock at the door. You see Celerio just kind of swings it open. Ah, you made it!
Yes, hello.
Well,
Woo.
this is a little awkward, but come on in. Come on in, I
Okay.
suppose.
Why would it be awkward?
What?
Weren't you
Yeah,
expecting
You
we
that?
say you were gonna.
I wasn't You'll see. I didn't realize my wife was going to be home at the time.
Oh.
It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Okay.
Is
This
she
Just kind of
familiar
come in
with
and
your
be honest.
hijinks?
oh yes.
Okay, we're on that level at least.
It's kind of come in and there's like a little sitting area. Got tea, biscuits.
Oh
Anything?
yes, I'd love some tea. Yes.
Tea. Tea.
See?
Sure.
Here.
Good. All right. And if heads off to a kitchen, you see Isaac just kind of sits down.
As soon as he leaves the room, which of the people do we know are we betting his wife is going to be?
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be alternate Celeste.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know. I think Alternate Celeste is kind of fucked up.
My guess is alternate Julia.
I was also thinking Alternate Julia.
Oh no! But with the black.
That'd be a
Okay,
good one.
That'd be interesting,
Millicent's over
bet?
here like, ugh,
dude.
Alternate Mary. No, never mind. Never
no,
mind.
I'm betting
No,
Julia.
no, I don't think.
I'm gonna go
No,
on that.
Julia's a pretty good contender.
You see, he just kind of opens the door back into the room, and a woman just kind of comes in behind him. And he's like, "Yes, no, the walls are very thin here. There is no Julia in this world. However, your first
Oh.
guess." And you see black-haired half-elven woman
Yep.
wearing dark blue
Yeah.
robes, kind of holding a holy symbol off to one side. Kind of comes in and looks at you all. Looks at for a long time at Celeste.
Awkward indeed.
Oh.
Did you happen to have striped hair a few days ago?
What?
Never
No.
Ignore him.
No.
Preemptive apologies.
I saw you in a dream.
Yeah.
Don't we
Basically,
have so
my-
much to talk about? Anyway, I'll leave you to it. She just kind of grabs him.
Sit.
Don't you think we should get the yes, probably. Isaac just kind of says, I can get them. I don't want to be here. I already know all of this. Can I go? Yes, that's fine. You can go. Good. I'll go fetch them then. Goes out.
Celeste, go shake her hand or something. Let's test the
Dude,
theory.
yeah.
Please no. Let's
Can
do
you
the
give
normal
more?
things. Just
Shaking
once
hands
at a
is
time.
normal.
You're not the one talking to yourself here.
That's crazy how all of our lives have been so intertwined, isn't it?
It really
You,
is.
you should. I'm going to say it was very funny when you finally found me, huh?
Yes. Why do you think I was at that Temple of Selyun in the first place, way back when?
Oh no, it makes
No.
perfect sense, and I hate it.
Little did I know that you were my brother. I worked with your mother, and I was married to you.
I hate that sentence.
Cinder, I'm waiting to figure out where we come in. I'm just delighted to find out.
So far, I'm glad to be from very, very far away.
Oh, I'm going to be your
Oh,
godson or
a
something,
luxury.
I'm sure of it. Right, well. It seems there are some things to discuss once the others get here.
What others are we waiting for exactly?
Others?
Jaden Prixon.
Oh,
Right.
Oh.
With that,
Oh, he's told me.
okay. I just wanted you to know that we didn't sound.
Don't kill them. Don't kill her on sight, though. She's okay here.
I mean, it's fine. I didn't kill her on sight when she came to me. and she
Perhaps
was-
you ought to have, though. You know.
let's
I-
put my scythe
I-
into my back.
we learned.
I'm not enraged. I'm just tired.
Yes. Well. Believe
So you
me,
understand?
I understand.
No, I get it. We've
Different roads.
different roads.
Somehow
Similar
all
trauma.
of them terrible.
Ah, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say it, but I would think it to myself. Quietly. Privately.
Yeah.
We've learned so much coming here, though.
But for context on the whole, so obviously, I had contact with Selyun in my world, and now I don't. I had a dream
Right.
where, in the place I normally commune with Selyun, the other timeline, I instead saw the water rise up and the reflection of myself, but instead it was basically you.
I had the other half of that dream, but I did not have the same outcome as you.
What
Did
happened
you
in your end?
I mean, I just saw you. Your hair was different, but
Did you reach out to your counterpart in your
I
dream?
did, yes.
Well,
But I haven't lost any
didn't.
of my powers or changed them in any
What are your powers, by the way?
same as. Well, I'm a cleric, but knowledge-based healing these days. After the shattering, it became clear to me that I was bereft of knowledge that I needed to have, so I ended up shifting help from Vixen and others. Then when the war started, Celerio helped us get out. Brought us here.
Well,
The door just kind of opens and you see Isaac just kind of come in with a white-skinned tiefling woman and an elven woman as well. That
Wow.
some of you have seen a little bit of back with the eye. They just kind of come in, they're like, what? You see Prixon just kind of coming, walking in, just kind of wearing like a blue smock, just very simple. She's got some prayer beads around her arm. Says, what could possibly... Oh.
hi.
Oh, hello. Well, this is very complicated.
Yeah, there's tea.
Can we keep this version, not our version?
Oh, I wish.
Yes, your version's the right bitch.
Oh, okay, you guys are familiar. Got it.
I'm sorry, her
no.
version? Oh, only some of them are in the know, but we're gonna have to really get everybody on the same page, it seems like.
Yeah, please.
Are you here to help with the sea monster, is it?
The sea monster.
What?
Oh, we'll
sure
get
we
to
could at some
that.
point.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Big shell, lots of heads?
No, it's got, like, tentacles.
Oh, good. Not the one I was
Hmm.
expecting.
We're gonna have to be more specific about that.
Prixon just kind of, like, looks you over. Are you from Araket?
Yes.
I see the
Oh,
spirit. I studied the Leviathans in my time.
In
Oh.
our, in our version, Araket was in some way corrupted by something from the other planes, but not before giving my creator the ability to make myself and others like us similar but different to the Warforged of Isaac's day.
Wow.
That's
That
what
is
I
very
was
interesting.
trying to find out when I met all of these people.
Oh. I'll be very curious to hear what you have to say about the area. Yes, all right, but we need to... What exactly are you all... What's your plan going forward?
Go home.
Please, you said.
Yes.
Maybe go
How's
home
everything
with
else?
some people from here.
Yeah, we have
Ooh.
vague understandings of a catastrophe, but we don't understand enough. And trying to find that knowledge is insane. So,
Yeah. Yeah, basically. I've been trying to figure that out for a number of years.
Seems like eventually these two worlds are going to come crashing back together, and it would be wise to save the best parts of both.
and the other problem is we don't know how the multiple soul situations are gonna pan out, as
Well,
I'm the
honey,
only one of this group.
Laura, how do you feel? I feel fine.
I can't feel fine.
Well, so far so good. Everybody have a seat. I'll get some tea, and we can hash all of this nastiness out. Yes, I'm going to go stand outside. I don't really want to... There's too many people in this room. Yes, we'll come get you if it's relevant, fella. Just goes and steps outside.
Also, if it makes it easier for Vixen and Jade, I've taken on a second name of Celeste.
Oh, good. Well, then we'll just call you that. Then... Yeah. Right. Everybody take
Throw
a seat.
that out there.
Figure out where to begin.
Yeah.
There's like another world, basically, another timeline wherein instead of the things all falling out of the sky, they stayed up there, but other bad things happened instead. Things exploded, magic got really weird and strange. The gods are still around, but they're actually trapped inside all the grid lines still. The powers that be are still up there, and it seems like rather than the latter starting a war with Godshold and Zeltenbrock, well, not really Zeltenbrock, just mostly Godshold, but Zeltenbrock and their world has started a war with, alongside Godshold against the latter, and they've teamed up with the Pirates of the Unnamed Islands, and one of the islands down south of Tycon, where Ophelia is, my mother, as a matter of fact, and so the whole situation that they are coming from is a little bit ooky-pooky. Meanwhile, Millicent's father was a Dao, and I believe he is dead in our world, or something like that, or he's sunk
Well-
into the ocean, perhaps.
Well,
I used to work for her mother, who was the Cockroach King, but now she's not, but she still is there, but not here. And,
yeah.
he is actually Isaac Zelton's other son. We're sort of half-brothers, but he created him as a Warforged, and then they switched bodies. He comes from the Force Basin of Araket, and she was the High Priestess until you usurped her and stripped her of all her powers using some nasty ritual that you found. Jade, I believe, she exiled you to
From
Almana.
Millicent's father.
From Millicent's father. Was that everything?
Andreas Blackmire in our world is the one who prevented the crash, and as far as we can understand, caused the splitting of the two dimensions, and is, as we have heard it described, the keystone in all of this. We have reason to believe that when he dies, the two will come back together in whatever that means.
Yes. Take a second, because it's...
Brixton just kind of... Well, it makes perfect sense to me.
Uh-huh.
Jade just kind of
You're
elbows her in the side.
almost as annoying in this world as you are on that one.
I'll just hand my notebook over to Florence, like, here,
Right.
it makes sense.
There are more specific details to discuss,
Oh yeah.
but we'll get to those. Food, tea, biscuits, anything else? We have a lot of people in this room now. Go
I
out.
mean, I feel
Let's
like
go out, get some fish. Something. We'll do a little fish fry.
I feel like alcohol is an immediate
Oh,
desire,
yes,
but not
that
a
would be
good
good.
one.
Florence is like, yeah, seconded. I'll go get something. And walks off. You see Prixon just kind of, I guess I'm sorry.
I don't. You
We
don't need
all-
to apologize.
We all like to think that we're not capable of things like that, but of course we are.
And yeah, don't worry about it. Like, you might expect that I might hold a rage, and for a little bit of time after everything happened, I did, especially for the friends I lost. But I especially don't hold it against you because you're not the same person. And there's a lot that we don't understand, and
Say that
that
again.
yeah, and a lot that Friction in my time does not understand. And even though she tried to basically get me to fall for a trick that would have started off a number of events that would have been bad for our group and our allies, I think part of that was also trying to make sure that I lived through whatever she and Blackmire on my side had planned. Though, at least that might be me being optimistic. I couldn't get the perfect read on her when she tried to tell me to come back and basically fold to her side. But I don't blame you in any which case. It'd be ridiculous to do so as a different timeline.
Well, if it's any consolation, you have my permission to kill her.
Yeah.
I
won't
wouldn't be
feel
so
bad about
hasty
it.
with that.
Well, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know the full breadth of the
We-
situation.
We don't really understand the implications either yet.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that she does know some pivotal information, but the problem is that we have pieces of a puzzle that she wasn't willing to give without me basically surrendering myself over there. So now she knows some things, I know some things, and in my timeline now there was just something happening, but we don't know what's gonna happen when we come back.
No, this is all rather new to me, so
And I'll turn to Jade, and I wish I could tell you more about what Jade's doing in my timeline, but unfortunately, most I know about her is she's been hiding in Almarna.
oh dear, that's not very good.
Absolutely not, but there's us going there would have been an unwelcome,
Oh yes,
unwelcome amount of
absolutely, yes,
attention.
definitely. Well, if she's anything like me, I'm sure she can hold her own. And I know she's like me because apparently she is me, so it'll be fine. You guys suddenly outside, you just hear this. We see Isaac just kind of swings the door open and he's like, yes, hello, there is something of a problem outside.
What's going on?
Just the lake.
Oh, the monster?
You guys look and you see outside the front door, about 70 feet out towards the coast of the lake, you see this thing.
Okay.
Just kind of come
what is
out of the
that?
water and swallow a building and then go back into the water.
What's
I guess
that?
this is the sea monster you guys were talking about.
Bella, is that
Yes, that would be the one. Do you take sugar with yours or?
yeah, 2 please. Yes.
All right. Yes. It seems to be rampaging slightly. Do you think perhaps we should?
I mean, it's
Yeah,
we
probably.
normally do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll keep the kettle warm.
Well, are any of you gonna help?
Brixton and Jade just kind of. Yeah.
It-
Yeah. Sure.
Okay,
There
thank
you
you. Yes. Okay.
You guys can go out to deal with that, and we'll go ahead and stop here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What the heck is this?
Ugly is what it is.
It's
Not
the
as
big,
ugly as
I'm
that
not as
rat.
disturbed as the
the
rat.
big scary
Like
thing.
I'm just like, that's like a tentacle monster, and I'm just like, ew, what the fuck is that rat?
Also, Matthew, how long were you sitting on the annoying bard being
So,
Florence's husband?
so long.
If we'd never used that gate for a while, it would have been much longer.
Uh-huh.
Mostly because we would have fucked ourselves by going to them.
No,
Oh,
no,
harass-
go away.
Wow.
Exit out of that.
That also really makes it funny for me saying my false name. It's just like, haha, I'm married to you. You're fucking wrong.
Emotional damage.
He's like, yeah, I know it's not your name.
Yeah, like that makes sense why
He
knew
knows.
that.
He knows all of you, in a way.
Yeah, yeah, in a way.
Payoffs for things I've decided last July.
Now we're getting answers.
It's happening.
And all the answers.
All of them. All right, well, we'll be back next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Maybe.
We'll talk.
We'll be back, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll just see you next month. Who knows? Because in 2 weeks I can't. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. See you later. All right, we outie.